My name is Ingrid and I have achondroplasia. I have a brother, he's my twin, and I have two parents.
How is it like having Ingrid in your class?
She's been a really joy to have in the class. She's been working with groups that have helped also sometimes when it had to be kind of on a higher area, and so it's kind of more of an adjustment of making sure that we can adapt to her needs too.
What's so special about the month of October?
It's Dwarf Awareness Month, which is pretty recent, but I think it's awesome because it's kind of like a month I can celebrate who I am. And just this month you can do things to celebrate being a dwarf, like buying Polyneumann products, which goes to a camp he made, which is for people like us who can go to, and we can do everything there. We can play sports, we can even climb rock walls, which we could never do at a average size camp. So it's kind of like a celebrate dwarf month.
How do you feel about being a little person?
I love it. I mean, it's just kind of cool being the way I am and being a dwarf, really.
How does it make you feel when a person points or stares at you?
Well, it's just inappropriate. I mean, when they know they're not supposed to, it's just ignorant and it's not very nice.
What would you rather have people do instead of pointing or staring?
Just treat me normally. I mean, I'm treated normally at my house, so why be any different at school?
Do you like getting all the attention?
Honestly, no. I have my friends who don't give me any extra attention, and that's all I need is just having my friends.
How do you cope with everyday height challenges?
Sometimes if I go to the store and I want to get something, I will have to open or stand on the shelves and grab it, or in the lunch line I may have to ask someone to get something for me. So basically just asking for help or doing it my own way.
What are some of the advantages and disadvantages of being a little person?
One of the advantages is it's kind of cool to know how to cope with being different, like actually different, not just a bit overweight or a bit nerdy, but actual different. You learn how to cope with that and learn to actually love who you are. The disadvantages, of course, are having the people who talk to you like you're a baby, 3 years old, or say really mean things in front of your face, and of course having to get things that are out of your reach.
Is there anything that you have found that you cannot do that an average stature person can?
Yes, mostly it's sports. I can't really do any team sports. I can't run too much. Basically, the only thing I can do is walk and ride my bike as a sport.
What is your favorite thing about being a little person?
I've learned to accept who I am. I've learned being a dwarf is pretty cool, and there are really cool things I can do as a dwarf. Just being myself, really.
What is one of the funniest things someone has said to you or asked you?
Well, just like, really, it's like, how old are you? If they see my face, it's kind of, I don't really know. There really has been nothing funny about it. Well, actually, it's if someone asks me to be their best friend because I'm little, it kind of cracks me up.
If you could, would you change anything about yourself?
No, I mean, there is surgery that can make you an average-sized person, but I wouldn't want to do that. It's just, I can't think of myself as average size.
If you could change one thing about the way little people are treated or looked as, what would it be?
The use of words such as baby or midget or anything like that. It's just offensive and we all hate it.
Do you think little people should be considered disabled?
Well, technically we are, because disabled is you're not fully able to do something, and I can't fully be able to do like my PE class or fully go to the store and not need any help. So technically, yes.
Do you think being a little person makes you have a disability?
Yeah.
Do you think it is okay for average and possibly some little people to refer or call little people midgets?
No, and actually in 2009 the word was banned because it's just offensive, and there's so many different and nicer words you can use, like dwarf or little person.
If you could teach average stature people one thing about little people, what would it be?
That in our minds we're not like we're 3. We don't act like we're 3 years old. We're just normal, and we go about doing everything that normal sized people do, as like going to school. Being a little person doesn't mean I can't go to a store or go to school or play soccer, because if soccer was modified so I could do it, I could still play it.
How do you think average stature people view little people, and how would you like to see them view little people?
I like them to see us just as normal people, seeing us go about our daily lives like they do. I mean, if I was average size, no one would treat me differently. And, you know, when I was little, I just saw myself as a normal sized person. And I thought to myself, what if I'm the only normal one and everyone else is different? But it's just treat me normally.
Is there anything else you would like to share?
I love who I am and I wouldn't want to change. So please, if you guys can ask me questions, but please don't ask, would you want to be average size, because I never want to be. I was on my brother's shoulders one time, and being that high up is really scary. I like the height that I am, and just really who I am.